Good afternoon. Good morning. I'm Brian Staten. I'm glad that you guys could be here. Good to see so many alums. Good to see the board, many of the faculty and the staff that have come out. Coaches, you guys are troopers. I know you guys got places to go to. If you want to get up while I'm talking, I'm fine with that too, because I know you guys have things to do today. And good to see many of the former students. Always good to see this guy over here, this young lady right here, that guy right there as well. You guys, good to have you back on campus as well. And I'm always glad to see Pro. Anytime I can possibly get a chance to see him, I always stop by and talk. Dr. Nancy Moody, good to see you. This woman is a visionary. This woman is a leader. You know by the title she puts things. It's not Tusculum second, it's Tusculum first. That's why we have Dr. Moody here. She thinks of things like that we don't think of. Today I'm going to be thinking about Tusculum first downs. Today's a good day to beat the Eagles. The I Hate Eagle meter needs a win today, so we need to have one of those, okay? As I was trying to come back from New Tazewell last night, thinking about what I would say today, never mind. If I'm a student coming out of high school into a college, and a coach comes to me and says, I want you to come, I want you to be the best player that we possibly have, I want you to be the best student athlete that the school could ever come up with. But if they were to tell me that I was going to be in the Sports Hall of Fame, I'm there. I'm in there. You coaches need to think about that. I need you to come to Tusculum. I need you to be the best, and one day you'll be in the Sports Hall of Fame. Blue will get you there. Okay? Based on his arms. Welcome to the gun show, Blue Davis. Good to see you. Is it a golf team here? Are you guys the golf team? Hey, you guys are troopers today too. That is outstanding. Thanks for being here, really. Everybody else has done so I'm going to ask one time, has anybody who is here that has sat in the new furniture, would you please stand? It is phenomenal. It looks real soft. May use that. Anybody here responsible for breakfast? Thank you for those who did that. Anybody here who is a past, current Hall of Fame member? Would you please stand? Ralph? The purpose of the Sports Hall of Fame, established by the Executive Board of the Alumni Association in 1981, is to bestow recognition on those individuals who have excelled in their Tusculum College athletic programs. There are 3 people who are going into the Sports Hall of Fame today that I have had a personal relationship with in some way, somehow. Bob Dibble, number 1, is a wonderful person, a wonderful mentor to golfers. We're going to talk about that. Funny story about Bob. I'm going to keep this really brief, I promise. Promise. Bob had a golf tournament that he put up every year, the U.S. Marine Corps golf tournament. Had it out there at Nolichucky, River Chase, Nolichucky, whatever the names are now. I wasn't asked to be a part of a team, but I got to play one day when Justin Jeffers dropped out. See, Bob's thing was he put together a team that never lost. So the year that I got to play, Weston Ward played, he could hit it out of the sky. Shannon Palenkas, now Shannon Palenkas Stone, was on that team because she was a better player than any of us. And then there was Johnny Honeycutt, who never missed a putt. And then there was me. I have no idea why I was on the team, but Justin Jeffers called. Justin Jeffers is the first all-conference player ever at Tusculum Division II. And he was a good golfer, but he couldn't do it, so he called me. So when I walked up, Bob goes, "What are you doing here?" Thanks, bro. I'm here for Justin. Here's his money, so I'm going to play in his spot. So we did that, and you know, when you're playing in a scramble, you just want to contribute, right? You just want to be able to just say you did something. It was rain shortened, I believe. We were on the 17th hole. We started on the back, and my mulligan went in for a birdie. My mulligan. The only shot that I contributed in. We had Palenkas because she could drive the green from the women's tee, so we putted for eagles. Johnny Honeycutt putt every time first because he's the greatest putter ever, period. And he always putted first, so nobody else got to putt. Well, he missed, and he was out of mulligans. So I made my mulligan, and I walked back, and Bob says, "We're going to cut the tournament short. It's raining. It's terrible. We won by 1 shot. You're welcome." Bob's tact for his record is still intact because I don't think you host the tournament anymore, right? But you never, you do? Sorry, my bad. I haven't been asked back, so I didn't know. Shannon moved out of town, so there's no reason to go out. I know, exactly. Story about Shannon, obviously on that golf tournament, Weston could hit the ball, everywhere, and normally did, but we never used Weston's drive because we were usually around the green, because Palenkas always had us there. So I don't even think I even swung the club. I think I took 2 swings at a putt, and it was the one I missed, and the mulligan. So it was awesome. A guy over here, Craig Prichett, the reason he's going into the Sports Hall of Fame, he is a wonderful athlete, obviously. We're going to read about that. But this is the character of Craig Prichett. As I'm leaving a class that I was teaching one day, I was walking down the hall, and Craig Prichett was wearing out one of his players, one of the guys on the football team, wearing him out. He was in trouble for his academics. Prichett's a smart guy. The guy he was wearing out was a little bit bigger than him, but everybody was scared of Craig. So they did what he said. Not only was he the leader on the football team, he was the leader off the football. Was he? Was he not the leader off the football field? And that left such a mark on me. I realized the guy who was so into his academics, not only his athletics, but also his academics, that he was worried about others who were in trouble in class not going. It's a guy who actually finished ahead of him in tackles for loss for his career. I won't mention any names, Darius Robinson, but Craig got a hold of him, and Darius was able to finish out the year that season. So that was Craig Prichett. And Craig isn't somebody who you're very terrified of on the football field. I mean, look at him. He's short. He does run about a 4.8 30. He wasn't real fast, but man, he made a lot of tackles. And he still looks like he can make a few today as well. It's good to see you guys. Our first inductee is Bob Dibble. For the past quarter century, Bob has guided the Tusculum college golf programs. The Peoria, Illinois native has coached the men's golf team for 25 years and started the women's program during the 97 and 98 season. During his tenure, his teams have captured 7 conference titles, 2 region championships. He guided the Tusculum men's squad to 5 consecutive national tournament appearances from 1993 to 1997. In all, he's guided the Tusculum golf program to an amazing 45 team tournament titles. He's been honored by his peers as Conference Coach of the Year on 9 occasions and has mentored 3 All-Americans, 45 All-Conference players, 4 Conference Players of the Year, 3 South Atlantic Conference Freshmen of the Year. He has coached 8 players who qualified for Division II region play, including 3 all-time All-Conference standout Rachel McFarland, who advanced to the 2003 National Championships. Dibble's players have also excelled in the classroom. 24 players have garnered All-America Scholar Athlete recognition. 5 of his squads have captured the SAC Team Academic Award. He has also coached 5 South Atlantic Conference Scholar Athletes of the Year. Dibble served as head golf professional at Link Hills Country Club from 1978 to 2000. God, we miss you. He turned pro in 1957. Became a Professional Golf Association member in 1964. During all that time, he also squeezed in a stint serving the U.S. Marine Corps, where obviously he still does a golf tournament. Dibble served as Midwest PGA president from 1971 to 1973 while living in Missouri, or Missouri, depending on where you're from. And was a club pro in Florida as well. A veteran of the PGA Winter Tour, Dibble qualified for the PGA National Club Pro Championship on 3 occasions. Junior golf has been one of Bob's passion over 20 years, building one of the state's strongest youth programs. Dibble's been honored on 4 occasions with the Tennessee PGA Junior Golf Leader of the Year Award. Dibble has been married to his wife Cindy for over 50 years, and the couple have 3 children, Sandy, Tim, and Chris. The Dibbles are also the proud grandparents of 9 grandchildren. If Sandy, Tim, and Chris would please come to the front. Presenting the award to Mr. Bob Dibble for his plaque, Sandy, Tim, and Chris. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Tusculum Sports Hall of Fame, the pro, Bob Dibble. Cindy, when you're done taking pictures, if you'll come up too, please. Here's Bob's speech. You're welcome.
Don Donnelly told me I only had an hour and a half for the speech, so I'm going to try and hold it under that. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Moody, Steve Garrett, in here somewhere I know, there he is, Dave McMahon, if he's in here, Frankie DeBusk, probably has a football game to go to, Randy Loggins, Deborah Davis, Mr. Donnelly, and a special thanks to our tennis coach, Tommy Arnett, who I know will be up here someday as soon as he gets a little more hair. This is my 50th year as a PGA member, and I can tell you this is by far and away the greatest honor I've ever received in my professional life. Of course, having great honors by having children like this and grandchildren like that is more important, but for professional reasons, this is it. I'd like to recognize my wife, Cindy, 55 years of nothing but golf, 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 as she says. My daughter, Sandy, and her children back there, Shannon, Caitlin, and Maggie, wave at them, girls. My son Tim, his wife Val, and little Madison back here, here you go. And my son Chris, I'm going to embarrass her, she's still there. And his lady friend Tammy. Sorry, honey, I had to do it. I noticed that in the room are a lot of my current players and former players. Could they all stand up, please? If you're currently on the team or used to be on the team. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys coming. I don't want to single out one person, but Brad, would you stand up a minute? Brad Hawkins just joined our team this year, and as of yesterday, he's the #1 ranked golfer in Division II. Pressure's on, buddy. Trying to think of what to talk about, I've thought of all of the 25 or 26 years, I've thought of all the great shots that meant anything, really had an impact. And I came up with 4 of them. I came up with 2 for the guys and 2 for the girls. On the guys' side, we had a player named Chris Wynn here, who was a conference player of the year, conference champion. But on the last hole of a tournament in Anderson, South Carolina, he made eagle on a par 5, which won for him individually as well as the team. I mean, that'll stand out forever. We had a young man named Glenn Vickery. And when you see him, tell him I'm talking about him, okay, Emily? Glenn didn't make a lot of starting lineups the first few years. And he made several in his senior year, but he made an eagle on the last hole for our home tournament with about a 35-foot putt that brought us from 8 shots back with 2 holes to play to win it. And his dad was standing there, and I thought we were going to have to call the medics because he was about to die. But it was a great shot, and Glenn will remember that the rest of his life. On the ladies' side, there's a couple, Jill Coram, who I'm sure will be up here one of these days. She won 5 tournaments for us, but she made an eagle 2 on a par 4 next to last hole at our home tournament to not only win for herself but for the tournament and set a school record in the process. And then the young lady you're going to talk to in a few minutes, Shannon out here. The last shot she hit, full swing shot she hit as a college player, was on the last hole of the conference tournament, 18th hole of victory. Remember that? She's at par 3, and she needs to make par to win the conference championship. She hits a 4-iron in there. It was a 4-iron, it was beautiful. And Tiger Woods would have been proud of this 4-iron she hit. She hit it in there about 20 feet from the hole. Now I'll tell you this, she left the first putt about 3 feet short. And myself and her mom and everybody, and we're kind of a little nervous at this point, but it didn't bother Shannon. She walked up and knocked her right in the hole. So she wound up being conference champion. She was player of the year, and she wound up being female athlete of Tusculum College that year. So those are the 4 individual shots that I remember. But the one thing that I think all you coaches in the room should agree with me, probably do, the thing that really that stands out in coaches' minds are when one particular player does something extraordinary, you know, above and beyond what they think they can do, and the way they handle it and everything. And one particular situation comes to mind is a young lady we had on our team named Allie Pugh, and we were at Pinehurst. And Allie was in her junior year, and she usually we'd take 5 girls, and she usually would be number 4 or 5, you know, and that sometimes didn't get to go, but she usually was number 4 or 5. This day she played at Pinehurst. The first round of the tournament was the best round she ever played. And consequently, the next day, she was going to be playing number 1 for us on the last day of the tournament. That's how we do it. If you have the best score the first day, you switch out and you play number 1 the second day. We got on the driving range the second day, and poor Allie literally could not get the ball in the air on the range. I was helping her dad was helping her teammates were helping her. She scared more squirrels on that driving range than you can imagine. And she couldn't get it in the air with anything, driver, wedges, nothing. And she finally just totally broke down on the range, just completely collapsed on the range. And she said to me, and crying her eyes out, she says, "Coach, I just can't play number 1. Just can't do it." So we had a young lady on the team named Sarah Howard who was playing number 2 there that day, and so we switched places with her. So and then Allie went out on the first hole playing number 2 and made a triple bogey on the first hole, and I'm thinking, well, she's toast, you know, we're not going to count her score today. And so I kind of stayed away from her a little bit. She was kind of an emotional young lady anyway, and so I thought it might be better to not get too close to her that day. So when we got done, though, this is the moment that I'll always remember. She walked up to me and handed me her scorecard with this tremendous smile on her face. She played better than she did the day before, and just played super, and everything just went away. You know, she just played terrific. And the next year, she wins a college tournament and basically led our team to the NCAAs that year. So that's the success that all coaches, you know, really strive for, I think, to see. I'll make this quick. I'm about done. If somebody asked me one time, what's it like to be a golf coach? And I said, you know, you get to go where you want to go. You get to go when you want to go. You get to pick who you go with. And it's all paid for. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
He did a lot more stuff on that little piece of paper, too. Bob can talk. It's always great to see Bob. Good to have Bob with us as well. Good to see him doing well. Next guy I'm going to talk about, I've already given you some insight about it, but probably one of the most fiercest hitters in Pioneer football history. Craig Prichett, from 1999 to 2003, was the epitome of the ideal student athlete, shining both on the Tusculum football field as well as in the classroom. In his 43-game career, he recorded 277 tackles which are sixth most. When you left, it was fifth, so you haven't fallen down too far. It's good. In Tusculum history, and the fourth highest tally by a linebacker. He's also amassed 39 tackles for loss, which are sixth most. When you left, you were second. That Robinson guy, you should have beat him up bad. The two-time South Atlantic Conference selection earned second-team honors in 2002 and first-team accolades in 2003. He was a four-time team captain, which gives you a little bit about his character. He led the Pioneers to a 31-12 combined record, one of the most successful four-year periods in program history. His teams recorded wins over three nationally ranked opponents, including twice against the Eagles. During his freshman year, he posted 66 tackles, including 9 for loss, 2 sacks, and 4 interceptions, and was named the 2000 Conference Defensive Freshman of the Year. He recorded 82 tackles in 01 as the Pioneers posted an 8-2 record and finished the season ranked 21st in the country. In 2002, he finished with 90 tackles, including 17 behind the line, which were the third most tackles for loss in school history. His senior year, he got a little slower, made 39 tackles, but they were meaningful. While he led the Pioneers to a 9-2 record and ranked 19th in the country and the program's first South Atlantic Conference football championship. He was named the Daktronics All-Region Team and the D2Football.com All-America Team. In the classroom, Prichett finished his undergraduate career with a 3.76 cumulative grade point average while majoring in visual arts. He was named the Conference Football Scholar Athlete of the Year in 2002 and again in 2003. The two-time COSIDA Academic All-District selection was also recognized for his community service endeavors with his selection to the American Football Coaches Association Good Works Team, and was one of only 11 players from Division I FCS, NCAA Division II, Division III, and the NAIA to be chosen. In 2003, he was the recipient of the Tusculum College President's Award and the Walter T. Detty Spirit Award. He graduated from Tusculum in 2003 with a magna cum laude honors and was nominated for the Eisenhower Scholar Society. Prichett is in his 10th season on the football coaching staff at his prep alma mater in Ridgeland High School down there in Rossville, Georgia. He has served the last 5 years as the co-defensive coordinator and has guided Ridgeland to the playoffs 8 of his 10 seasons, including 2012, where they advanced to the state championship game. He's married to the former Suzanne Cheney, who is a 2003 Tusculum graduate. They're the parents of 7-year-old Braylon and also 5-year-old Chesney. Randy, will you please come forward? It's about time. Presenting Craig Prichett will be a former teammate, Randy Loggins. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Tusculum Sports Hall of Fame, Craig Prichett.
What an honor it is to stand up here before you with this. He's got much more public speaking experience than me. And just to start off with, I want to say thank you for packing this room from wall to wall. For a person that has trouble standing in front of people and talking to large groups like this, and I was assured this morning by certain people that there was usually not a big crowd. And I thank y'all for putting the challenge before me. For 6 years I've waited for this day. And as a football player and as an athlete, the Hall of Fame is kind of that pinnacle of the sports. Just like Coach Dibble said, and like Brian alluded to, God didn't bless me with great athletic ability, especially speed, and I appreciate the 4.8 because it's usually a 4.9. But what He did bless me with was a great mind. Okay, and that was my crutch that I relied on and used it throughout my career. I had the honor of playing with great football players in a great football program for a great college. I had a great family to support me, and it helped me through my career here at Tusculum. For 6 years I waited. Each year waiting for that call, and I knew that I wasn't the most athletic, and I had hoped in my selfish mind that my awards, my accolades that I received each year would get me through. And I played with great players like Ricardo Copley, who was a second-round draft pick, Alan Dunn, who was inducted to the SAC Hall of Fame last year, Paul Zerniak, Caleb Slower, who are all Hall of Fame members. But once I got through Ricardo and Alan, I was like, it's my chance. Got a chance for it. Now's the time. And that was in 2012. Alan went in the Tusculum Hall of Fame in 2011. So in 2012, I waited for that call, and it never came. And so I called Coach DeBusk, and I'm like, Coach DeBusk, what's going on? And he said, well, we decided not to do it this year. We got a lot going on with the college. The college is growing. So I missed my chance. So then the next year rolled around, which was last year, and I waited for that call, and it never came. 3 more great athletes went into the Hall of Fame last year, but it wasn't me. And I remember being on this campus and actually walking out of the doors right over here above the weight room, I was kind of discouraged and down and out, and I realized that all these years I've been wanting the Tusculum Hall of Fame, so I can say I'm a Hall of Famer for myself in a very selfish manner, and I realized that's not what it's about. Okay, I thank God. I prayed to God, and I said, if you'll give me that platform, if you'll give me the platform, because I'm a high school football coach, if you'll give me the platform to make a difference, then I'll glorify your name when I'm up here. And that's what happened. Coach DeBusk called me a few months ago and said, this is your year. You finally made it, and I thank God for that. God's blessed me throughout my career here at Tusculum. He's blessed me with the mom and dad that showed me the values that you need to be successful. Hard work, dedication, loyalty. And he blessed me with grandparents. My senior year, my granddad shattered his leg, but still made it to every game except one very long trip to North Dakota State that they wanted to go to, but they couldn't. And God's got a funny way of working, because there's not many bad things about Tusculum that I can remember in my 4.5 years that I was here. But one, it was sociology. Sociology 251, citizenship and social change, and I'm not going to go into my reasoning for it. But as a man of faith, why would you put me in a class like this? Okay? And it was a simple answer: to meet my wife. I met my wife in that class my junior year. We were together throughout. She followed me around, supported me, let me do the things I needed to do, and she continues to do it today. She's got one of the hardest jobs in the world as a coach's wife. I've got 2 small children that she has to deal with, or not deal with, gets to deal with every day. Which I thank my 2 small children, because they've been so good and so quiet, and that stress has taken off me a little bit. Okay, but I thank her for everything she means to me and everything she does to the family. I thank her parents, even though they happen to come from the wrong colors down the road, but they were able to put their carcinoma colors away to support me on the Tusculum playing field, and I really support that. I really am thankful for that. I thank my sisters for supporting me. They were a driving force in it, being that I never wanted to let them down. I knew they looked up to me, and that was one of the reasons why I worked hard, is to never let my family down. And it's just an awesome, awesome thing. Like I said, I played for many great football teams. I thank God for letting me redshirt my first year when we went to a 9. In my first year playing, we started that little winning run. I've got great teammates that I can call and say, I want you there, I need you there. And Blue Davis will come from Arizona, and Donnie LaFleur over there will come. Drive up from his game from Nashville last night, getting here at 2 a.m. In the morning just to be here. Randy Loggins works here, but they're all great teammates. And that's really what helped me. That's really what drove me. Brian talked about players like Darius Robinson that may have needed a little bit of guidance, and I thought it was my role as a team captain to take care of that. My biggest honor ever is being elected a 4-year team captain, and that's player selected. And as my redshirt freshman year, my first year playing, when that came out, I was very humble and impressed that they put that much trust in a a slow, less than above athletic freshman. Okay? I've had great coaches in coaches like Lance Royal, Ron Roberts, who were a little more intense than some may like, but they got their point across and pushed us to be great. High school coaches like Kip Klein, who's driving up today to be here for the game. I appreciate everything they've done. A special thanks goes to the man in charge of the football program here, and that's Frankie DeBus. He does it the right way. He showed me how a football coach should be with an open door policy. Just like I said, over the past 10 years, I've been a high school coach and went back and forth about career paths and everything. And I know I can call Coach DeBusk up and he'll give me an honest opinion because he cares about me. And just like today, when I seen him today, it's just like I've been here the whole time. Even though it's been several years since I graduated. One last thing, one last thank you, I should say. Thank you to Tusculum College. Thank you to a college that focuses on community, focuses on serving the community, focuses on a lot more than just getting a piece of paper in a classroom. They've instilled values, supported values that were given to me by my parents and grandparents, and allowed me to shape and mold my life to be a difference maker. And I really appreciate Tusculum, all its faculty and staff, great professors, great facilities. As you heard, everything's growing and it is so exciting. I'm so thankful to be here with you this morning. Proud to be an alumni, and thanks for the honor.
Yeah, it's 11 years. 11 years. Long time, man. Carcinoma people, good stuff. I have to talk big about this whole Carcinoma thing, but don't let anybody know that I'm from there too. So Shannon Palenkas Stone accounted for one of the best playing careers in the history of the Tusculum women's golf program. From 2003 to 2007, the Maryville, Tennessee native posted a career scoring average of 83.44, which was a school record upon her graduation. It's currently the 5th lowest in the record books now. It's really good, though. It's really good. She garnered all-conference honors on 3 different occasions, including 2 times on the first team. In her senior year, she shot a then school record. Sorry. It was good. It was a really low score. 78.28 scoring average in her senior campaign, which is the 4th best currently by a Pioneer. In 2006-2007 season, she won 2 individual tournament titles and was named the Conference Player of the Year. She claimed it, obviously, with a tremendous 4-iron shot, which is what we saw when I used to play in the Marine Corps thing. Those types of shots all the time. She claimed the 2006 Tusculum Fall Classic crown in her 2-day score of 148, which is the 6th lowest 36-hole score in school history. Included in that tally was a career best 1 under 71. She would later cap off a stellar career by winning the 2007 conference tournament title. She's the only women's golfer in Tusculum history to sweep the Conference Player of the Year and the Conference Tournament MVP honors in the same season. The 3-time Conference All-Tournament honoree finished in the top 20 on 24 occasions, including 14 times in the top 10 and 6 top 5 performances. At the end of the 2007 year, she was named to the Tusculum College as the Tusculum College Female Athlete of the Year, becoming the first women's golfer ever to earn the college's top athletic honor. She graduated from Tusculum in 2007 with a degree in business administration. Shannon is a creative service manager with the pilot Flying J. Shannon is currently married to Cody Stone, who is a point guard here for the Pioneer men's basketball team and graduated from Tusculum in 2004. The Stones live in Maryville, and they are the proud parents of 2 daughters, Ella and Harper. Pro, will you please come forward? Presenting her with the plaque, her coach, Bob Dibble, Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Tusculum Sports Hall of Fame, Shannon Palenkas Stone.
I apologize. In the midst of that mess over there, I lost track of my speech. So I apologize, and I do believe you are really good in front of crowds. And I hate that I have to follow that. But I want to say thank you to everyone. I truly feel very honored. I really feel like I'm part of a family. And I want to say thank you to my teammates who came out here, Becca and Susie, to Coach Dibble, one of the best coaches I've ever had and ever known. Cindy, you were at every tournament, and I really enjoyed your company and your support. I want to say thank you to my family. My parents were there for me for everything, through everything. I really hated those early morning tea times and all those putting lessons and drills, but I would do them every day if I had the chance again. My husband, I met him here. Everyone told me not to go there. He was older, much older, and they knew him way longer than I did. I wouldn't take that back for anything. I'm really happy that my sister Emily came here after me, and she was part of the Tusculum golf team as well. I'm really happy that she was able to experience Coach Dibble like I did, and I'm truly honored. It feels like yesterday I drove on this campus for the very first time and pulled on campus, and I was so excited to take a step in this adventure, and it truly was. It was the best 4 years of my life, and it was the best 4 years of my life. So it seems like that was forever ago. When Don called me, I was pretty blown away. I actually thought he was joking. And then Coach Dibble called me. He may or may not have threatened me with a pretty story that I did back in college. I'm glad he did not bring that up. But anyways, thank you very much. I am truly honored.
Long time, 7 years. Think about it. A long time. Yeah. Congratulations, you guys. It is a pleasure knowing each and every one of you. You'll be great ambassadors as Hall of Famers here at Tusculum College.